Hello, I'm Joe Walensky from Blink, meeting with many of the presenters from our upcoming ConveyUX conference, which will take place in Seattle in February. And today I'm meeting with Tania Schlatter. Hello, Tania, how are you?
Good. Hey, Joe.
And where are you speaking to us from?
I'm speaking to you from snowy Boston, Massachusetts.
All right, well, we actually got a little bit of snow today in Seattle, which is somewhat unusual. Uh,
Nice.
if you're not familiar already with Tania, she co-owns Nimble Partners, a Boston UX firm. She's been practicing design for more than 20 years, and Tania is co-author of the book Visual Usability: Principles and Practices for Designing Digital Applications. Tania's topic at the conference will be tips for talking about visual design for UX. So why don't you give us a little overview of that, Tania?
Sure, Joe. So, what I've seen is that every team wants to design great looking applications. That goes without saying. But there's an obstacle in that there's a lack of a shared language. It's hard for teams to come together and find a way to talk about visual design that puts everybody on the same page. So, in the talk, I'll introduce some key terms that anyone on the team can use and understand to structure the conversations about visual design. So, for example, examples of some key terms. We'll talk about expressive and classical, and we'll use those words to characterize the aesthetic qualities of web and mobile UI designs. So the thing about user interfaces or anything that is designed, anything that we see and we use, is that everything has aesthetic qualities. And it's a question of whether those aesthetic qualities are intentional or not, whether they are being used to help communicate in a way to achieve goals or not, whether it is what it is and people interpret whatever they interpret. Um, but the goal, ideally, for visual design in UIs is to use it as a tool to shape the aesthetic qualities, to help communicate successfully so that the visual design qualities, the aesthetic qualities, support the overall UX.
All
Kind
right.
of a mouthful.
Oh, that's all right. In this type of work, one of the things I'm always interested in it is what types of skills are needed to get familiar with new types of techniques. And are there any certain things that you've brought with you or that you've learned that have helped develop this part of your practice?
Well, I mean, these terms have evolved out of, you know, I mean, the expressive and classical are terms that have evolved out of research that others have done. So it's more a matter of, over the years, understanding what patterns there are uh, in in UI design, when it works and when it doesn't, and what's going on from the aesthetic standpoint. So it's recognizing those patterns and actually realizing that things boil down to some not so many different categories. So, for example, issues that commonly come up in UI design are issues of consistency, lack of consistency or good consistency, hierarchy, and personality. So, for example, it's more a matter of over time recognizing that there's patterns and that there's words that we can use to kind of do shorthand for those patterns.
All right, great. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us about your topic, and we'll definitely have more discussions about it when we see you in Seattle in February.
Great. Thanks, Joe.
All right, thank you.